If anybody has an understanding of chapter 1, person can do all these things. Is it that skewed? If it is skewed, explain with mean and median. Okay. And if I have any other question, I can. We did not get, okay, I didn't ask for relative frequency. Let me put that in. We're going to exhaust all the, and the relative frequency. And the relative frequency of each group or class. Of each class. Okay. Thank you so much for reminding me to record it. Because okay. Okay, so we can start now. We can start. We have seen the question. So we can start. So what we do is make a table. We make a table. See, let's see the left-hand side. Number of students, height of students at the school, HMS. All right, round the probability. We are calling it relative frequency, but frequency. But in unit 2, in a week, we call it probability. Because remember, we have said that relative frequency is the same as probability. Okay. So I'm going to, okay. Then I am going to try and get my, it doesn't work here, I'll get into my, so first of all, the thing I want to do is make the groups, read, which means read the graph. Read the graph and interpret the graph to find my group, the group that I need. So I'm actually going to use this one and clean it. So I'm going to clean this and reuse it. So I'm going to clean this slide and reuse it. And what is the first group? Looking at this data, what is the first group? Everybody look at the bottom, the horizontal. So we want to find the first group, second group. All right. So I am going to make vertical lines. So I make the vertical lines. So this is these are going to be groups or class. So this is class. And can somebody help me find the first class? Somebody, maybe Debbie and Matthew, give me the first class.
Debbie just chatted and said 56 to 58.
Oh, okay, 50 is good. 56 to 58, very good. And estimate the frequency. What is the estimated frequency? I want you to look at the left-hand side. You notice that the estimated frequency is approximately 5. The estimated frequency is approximately. Do you see what I am seeing now? The frequency
that's how tall the
yes,
the
how tall it is.
Right.
The frequency is on y-axis. The classes are on x-axis. So now you are reading the chart and you are making a table out of it. And what we're making now is a frequency distribution. When it contains class or classes and frequency, you call it frequency distribution. So the second class is 59 to 61. The third class, by the way, the frequency of the second class is what? Anybody can help me find frequency of the second class? What is the frequency of the second class?
Maddie, do you know it?
It is 20. That
Good
is
job.
another way of asking you what is the height. What is the height of the bar representing 59 to 61? So that is 20. The frequency of the second class is 20. The frequency of the third class, which is 62 to 64, the frequency is approximately 35. The frequency of the fourth class, which is from 65 to 67, the frequency of this class is 40. If you don't agree, let me know. You don't have to agree. So if you see that if you don't agree, let me know. The frequency of the fifth class is 68 to 70. The class is 68 to 70. And the frequency is, I'm going to take away this. And the frequency is approximately 25. Hope you agree. 25. I am seeing 25. All right. For the last class, the frequency is 10, and the last class is 71 to 73. 71 to 73. Okay. So that frequency is 10. Okay, so what I have now is frequency distribution. So I just found the frequency distribution from the graph. Now I am told to, somewhere there, I'm told to find the relative frequency. So relative frequency. I want us to know that when we finish, we need to find the total frequency, summation frequency. And if I sum the frequency, I have 5 plus 20 is 25. 25 plus 35 is approximately 60. 60 plus 40, yeah, plus 40 is 100. 100 plus 25 is 125. 125 plus 10 is 135. Do you agree? The total frequency is 135. Do you agree? We can do it
Yes.
with a calculator also. You don't have to agree. Just tell me if you don't agree, or add it and tell me what you have. All right, so let me put my calculator up. So it's about time I put some things there. And so I can use that to check my work. All right, so I am going to put this up and see both of them, see my calculator. And okay, so my total frequency is 135. And so now I want to find the relative frequency for each class. What is the relative frequency for each class? So the relative frequency for the first class is 5 divided by the total. The relative frequency for the second class is 20 divided by the total frequency. For the third, 35 divided by the total frequency. For the fourth class is 40 divided by total frequency. I don't have to simplify it. 25 divided by total frequency, 10 divided by total frequency. So this, at this point now, this table is now called relative frequency distribution. When you add the relative frequency it becomes relative frequency distribution. All right, suppose I'm told to find the cumulative relative frequency. I will put it here, cumulative relative frequency. The cumulative relative frequency, remember, it is the frequency of each relative frequency of each class plus the one above. Well, right here, there is no one above the first class. So the cumulative relative frequency of the first class is 5 out of 135. The cumulative relative frequency of the second class is the relative frequency of the second class plus the one above. So 20 plus 5 is 25. So that is 25 over 135. The cumulative relative frequency of the third class is 25 plus 35, which is 60. The cumulative relative frequency of the fourth class is 60 plus 40, which is 100. The cumulative relative frequency of the fifth class is 125 over 135. The cumulative relative of the last class is 135 over 135. This is why we said, remember that the final cumulative relative frequency is always equal to 1. That is why we always say that the area under the normal curve is 1, because the total cumulative relative frequency is always 1. All right, so now I will be told, I was already told to find the class midpoint. Even if I'm not told to find the class midpoint, I need it because they are the class representatives. And I needed to find the mean, the median, and so on, or the one variable stat. So I will create a column for class midpoint. So the class midpoint is lower class limit plus upper class limit divided by 2. So I'll pull my calculator up so I don't make small mistakes that will read somebody. 56 plus 58 divided by 2 is 57. Therefore, the class midpoint is 57 for the first class. And as soon as I find the first class midpoint, I don't have to keep on going, because all I need to do is find the class weight. The class weight is the difference, positive difference between consecutive lower limits. 59 minus 56 is 3. 62 minus 59 is 3. 65 minus 62 is 3, and so on. Therefore, class weight is 3. I'm going to write it here. Class weight or class size is 3. And so since I know the class width is 3, the class midpoint of the next class will be 57 plus 3. All right, so 60. 60 plus 3, 63. How do I know that? Because we already know that the difference between consecutive class midpoints differ by class weight. So all I need to do, even if I do it the other way, 59 plus 61 divided by 2, I'll get, my answer will be 60. 62 plus 64 divided by 2, I get 63. So all I need is keep adding the class size to these consecutive class midpoints. And so the next one is 66. The next one is 69. And the next one is going to be 72. So the class midpoint is listed here. I want you to check and see that this is the same thing as what you have. Now I can do one variable stats with my calculator. But before I can do that, I have to do this table. Is there any question in what I'm doing? I'm reviewing group data. It's always good to review group data. And actually, I am using the graph of a quantitative variable to review group data because you can only do group data with quantitative variables. When averaging makes sense. Any question? Any addition? Carrie, is there anything you want to add? Terry, I mean, I don't know where I call it Terry.
No, this is
Terry,
good. This is good. I like putting it in the columns. It helps,
yes.
organize
Okay,
it.
yeah, because that's why whenever it is, anytime you're given, whatever it is, if it's a group data and you're giving it horizontally, please try to change it to vertical. The reason why I'm doing this is actually eliminating question number 6 is making the test so easy that we are not testing the scales we are supposed to test. We have to test the scale. It's important. All right, so now I'll put my calculator up. At this point, put my calculator up and do one variable stat. So I'm going to clear, and then I'll hit start. Debbie, do you understand? Marty, do you understand what I'm doing? Any question? You can unmute yourself and say something. That's okay. Any questions so far? All right, I can continue.
Yeah,
All right,
both
so
of them,
now
both
I
of
put
them
the.
said yes in the chat, so they're good.
Okay, great. So they understand. I'm so proud of you. All right, so I put the class midpoints in list 1, frequency in list 2. Let's do that. Let's do that. 57, enter. 60, enter. 63, enter. 66, enter. 69, enter. 72, enter. All right, so I'll eyeball what I typed in because human beings make mistakes. Okay, so now I think it is good. So I go to L2. L2 will be my frequency. Frequency of the first class is 5, enter. Second class is 20. Third class is 35. Fourth class is 40. Fifth class is 25. Last class is 10. When I finish, I eyeball what I put in again because it's important to make sure you check what you put in. If you wait to check it at last time, then you're already working with wrong numbers. Okay, and the horizontal are on the same level. So I can continue to do one variable stat. When I'm doing one variable stat this time, I'm doing one variable stat of a grouped data. So let's go and do it. Go to stats, arrow to calc, do one variable stat. And then my calculator is asking me, is your class midpoint in L1? Yes. Do you have frequency? Tell me, do I have frequency? Do I really have frequency in this? And where do I have it? If I do. I do have frequency, yes. And my frequency is in L2, so I have to tell my calculator. Don't forget, because this is a group data, so I have frequency. And I will tell my calculator that I have frequency in L2. And then I will calculate. Calculate. And it tells me that the mean is 65. And I can quickly arrow to the median. And the median is 66. So this data is slightly skewed to the left, not a lot of skewness. The median is 66. The mean is actually mean is 65, right? Median is 66. So median is 1 greater than the mean. Therefore, data is slightly skewed to the left because the mean is less than the median. This data, even though it looks like it is bell-shaped, but mathematically we have proved that it is skewed right, skewed left because the mean is less than the median. Whenever the mean is less than the median, data is negatively skewed. Remember that negatively skewed and skewed left are the same. Vice versa, positively skewed and skewed right are the same. All right, so let me go back to all the questions we have here. We probably have answered all the questions. All you have to do is know how to use your calculator. If you know how to use your calculator, you will have the speed and the accuracy. You will have the speed and the accuracy. So let me eyeball the questions here. So the questions, the first question said, find the groups in the data below. I can just say classes. Best person is to say classes there. So, but anyway, find the class midpoint. We found the class midpoint. So I can give us a check, by the way. So we found the classes. So we found the classes. Let's see how. All right, it's just not moving. But we found the group. Yes. We found the class midpoints. Yes. We found the class width. We have answered the questions. Oh, this one says friend. Find. All right. Find the 5-number summary. So we're going to do that very soon. Find the classes. Let me say find the classes. So find the classes. Okay. All right. The next thing is find, is the data skewed? We have already answered that question. Find the relative frequency of each class. We have answered all the questions just because we know how to use our calculator. So I just want to emphasize that the knowledge of how to use your calculator will give you the speed and the accuracy, because you only have 90 minutes to take the test. There are 20 questions. There are 20 questions. You have 90 minutes. So you approximate that each question will take you 4 minutes plus, and not more than that. If you find yourself answering one question for 10 minutes, then you are not doing good, because every question must be answered for you to get your grade. None of the questions is optional. All the questions are mandatory. So what you need to do is make sure you practice with using your calculator, so you will have the speed and also have the accuracy. So is that clear? We have actually, even if you are given